pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilwoman Barnum.
Present.
Councilwoman Hushleray.
Here.
Councilman Perticone.
Here.
Councilman Seeley.
Present, Madam Clerk.
Supervisor Bello.
I'm here.
An attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, before we get started, I do want to recognize some special visitors and guests who are here with us tonight. We have some Boy Scout Troop 127 has joined us tonight. They're learning about business and are here tonight to see how the town board conducts business and participate in a town meeting. So welcome, fellas, and I hope you learn a lot tonight. And if you have any questions after the meeting, feel free to stick around and we could talk about it. But welcome, and I hope you learn a lot today. So, and thank you for your service. The first thing we're going to do under remarks and announcements, I'd like to recognize the Chief of Police, Chief Tantillo, who's going to talk to us about the Willow Toy Drive that's being undertaken by the Irondequoit Police Department.
Thank you very much, Mr. Supervisor and the Town Board. I want to speak tonight about the Domestic Violence Center toy drive that's taking place during this holiday season. We, along with other law enforcement agencies, have partnered with the Domestic Violence Center in this very worthwhile project. We recognize Domestic Violence Month in October, and we held several events to support those in need. And we know that domestic violence knows no boundaries. Monroe County law enforcement agencies responded to over 50,000 domestic violence police calls in 2014 alone. Over 2,000 of those were in the town of Irondequoit. Domestic violence impacts many individuals, especially in children in homes where domestic violence occurs. So let's talk about the Purple Box campaign. This is a toy drive for children and families living in the Willow Center Emergency Shelter. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men are affected by domestic violence. Over 70% of these crimes are witnessed by children. A simple gesture of providing a toy or an item for them to play with during this time of crisis offers them a sense of hope and normalcy. So I'm asking all of you to consider joining our efforts as we have placed a purple box in the reception area of the Irondequoit Police Department, and our partners at the Irondequoit Public Library have supported us by also having a purple box there, by donating a toy, a stuffed animal, something that you feel will bring some sense of hope and goodwill to those in their time of need. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you and the members of the department for sponsoring this this drive. Next item of business is public input. We had one person signed up to speak, and that is Bill Erdl. Hi, how are you?
Nervous.
That's all right.
Well, I live on Chelsea Road, and we've had some issues with a lot of, as you know, it snowed really bad last year, and we don't seem to have any guidelines or bylaws on snow removal in West Irondequoit. I've taken some copies from how East Rochester does it, if I may pass them up there.
Sure, hand them right over to Barbara there.
There doesn't seem to be any consequences for contractors or homeowners when they... I got nailed. 3 homeowners buried my front yard last year, and it seems like when I call for help, there's nothing can be done to them, and I think that's wrong. I mean, basically, what that states is if the snow falls in your yard, it's supposed to stay in your yard. It's also a safety issue. You try to back out of your driveway, and it's so high you can't see what's coming. And there's been issues in East Rochester where they've actually they've had to come in with loaders and remove snow because of contractors dumping it in someone else's yard, and then you bill the homeowner. Why can we not have any type of guidelines for snow removal and how it gets pushed in everyone else's yard? maybe we could consider. I mean, I also have I printed another brochure for each. I'm just using them as a guideline. We're similar. We're walking districts. We're landlocked. We both have taxes similar, and they have they seem more procedural. They have things in order for how to handle contractors. They can ticket contractors. We can't seem to do anything like that here, and I don't understand why.
Can I just ask, where is the snow coming from? Is it from the road? Is it from other properties, your neighbors?
It's from other neighbors, like a contractor with a plow contract would take like a neighbor's snow from their yard and just push it, cram it right up in your front yard and then drive off. And there should be consequences. I mean, why we're the only town that doesn't seem to have that. I don't understand that. Maybe we could work on that. And I'll also leave this with you. It's right from their DPW.
Yeah, if you could do
They'd
that.
be more than willing to talk to you if you needed to consult.
Great, thank you.
I'm sure it's not just me, but
Sure, sure. No, thank you.
thank you for
I
listening.
appreciate that. I
Thank
thank
you.
you bringing that to our attention. Yep. Was there anybody else who would like to address the board who has not had an opportunity to sign up beforehand? Okay, seeing none. Can move on to the financial report.
Financial.
The 2015 financial results for the town as of October 31st. Total expenditures and encumbrances are $24,606,000, which equate to 75.5% of budget, and that's less than the 83.3% of the year that has elapsed. Actual expenditures are 71.6% of budget, or $23,325,000. Encumbrances of $1,281,000 account for the additional 3.9%. Here at the town, we maintain that our ongoing operations require us to continuously address our need for the appropriate levels and sources of services, commodities, and supplies. To that end, encumbering of expenses is part of our planning and accounting process. The encumbrances stated in this report for the various funds are reasonable. The general fund expenses of $14,248,000 are also favorable at 74% of budget. The expenses break down as follows. Actual expenditures, $13,662,000. Encumbrances, $587,000. Altogether, $4,737,000 of expenses in the highway funds are higher than the percent of the year that has elapsed at 86.1%. The higher than budgeted costs are primarily caused by encumbrances for gas, fuel, and asphalt in Highway 1, and debt service and equipment parts in Highway 3. The expenses of the other major funds are lower than the 83% of the year that has elapsed. The library fund expenses of $1,579,000 equate to 79.9% of budget. Expenditures in the sewer fund are approximately 66.8% of budget, totaling $2,641,000. The stormwater drainage fund has expended $303,000, or 37.2% of that fund's budget. As of October 31st, the general fund's revenue is $15.2 million, 80.5% of budget, slightly less than the percent of the year that has elapsed. The tax revenue is all in at $10.6 million, and 100% of payment in lieu of taxes payments of $179,000 are in. Sales tax of $1,181,000, as reported on the report, is 32.1% of budget and represents 5 months of activity. We did receive a check of over $1 million of sales tax for the third quarter, which will be captured in next month's report. The total state aid of $613,000 is in, and 50% of cable franchise fees of $374,000 has been received. The $162,000 of mortgage tax revenue is 24.9% of budget and is for the first 3 months of the year. The recreation program fees of $273,000 represent 86.4% of budget. Other sources of revenue is higher than budget at 90%. And included in that category are items such as property maintenance, safety inspection fees, and interest and penalties on tax collections. Regarding the total town, 86.5% of revenue, or $27.7 million, has been received to date. That includes 100% of the town's real estate tax, $16.5 million for all funds. The library has received 97.1% of its budgeted revenue, $1,920,000. $5.1 million is in for the highway funds, and that reflects 92% of budget. Sewer has received 100% of revenue, $3,967,000. This concludes my report for the month of October.
Thanks, Annie. Does anybody have any questions for the comptroller? Seeing none, can I have a motion to accept the financial report? In a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, report's approved.
Approval of minutes, October 8, 2015, the workshop meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
In a second?
Second.
Any questions or changes to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved.
October 15, 2015, the regular town board meeting.
Can I have a motion? Actually,
Moved.
John moved. In a second?
Second.
Any questions or edits to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved.
October 21st, 2015, budget meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
In a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved.
October 22nd, 2015, budget meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Move. Second.
Okay, any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
October 29th, 2015, special town board meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Move.
In a second.
Second.
Any questions or changes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes are approved.
Items for board action. Item number 2, authorizing an appointment to the Town of Arundecoid Board of Assessment Review.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
In a second?
Second.
Okay, can I have the assessor, do you want to just tell us real quick about the candidate?
Okay, the Board of Assessment Review has typically 5 board members. We have 4 now, so our board member is well versed in property appraisal and collection, and she has a lot of experience in that. And part of that, being on this board, you have to have some knowledge of value. So she does have that, and hopefully she will be a great asset to the Board of Assessment Review.
Great, thank you, Enza. And her name is Patricia Picaretto.
Yes.
Okay, any other questions, or any questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 3, authorizing an updated Chapter 199 Highway Rights of Way permit fees schedule.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second. Okay, any questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 4, pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act with respect to the installation of various stormwater management practices.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
In a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Bob Kiley, our Deputy DPW Commissioner, to talk to the board about the State Environmental Quality Review and the project associated with the next resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Yes, the next 2 resolutions are, in fact, both tied together. The first is the seeker, the second is the acceptance of grant funds. So first I'll address the seeker and kind of the purpose of the project. So the purpose of this project would be to address some stormwater management issues and the prevalent reoccurrence of some flooding by the installation of various stormwater management practices within the town right-of-way. These practices would be 6 bioretention cells and the installation of 30 new street trees. The bioretention cells will be placed in the center of cul-de-sacs and will include vegetated islands filled with ornamental grasses, shrubs, and potentially street trees, in addition to a gravel and sand mixture of engineering soil materials. These bioretention cells will absorb polluted stormwater runoff, so runoff would move towards these practices, therefore increasing the quality of the stormwater runoff reaching our local tributary streams, in addition to reducing the quantity of water reaching those streams as well. In addition, the 30 street trees that will be planted associated with this project would, of course, reduce the amount of stormwater runoff reaching those tributary streams to Lake Ontario as well. If I could, the town board is the lead agent for seeker, and as this project has a positive environmental impact, reducing stormwater impacts to local various water bodies here in the town of Arundecoit, there are no adverse impacts associated with this project, and therefore a negative declaration is proposed.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Sure. Then the town will be responsible for maintaining the cul-de-sacs?
That is correct. So the 6 cul-de-sacs in question, we will be installing this practice, and then we will have the long-term operation and maintenance of these stormwater green infrastructure practices long-term.
Great.
Thanks, Councilwoman. Thanks, Bob. Any other questions? So none of those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5, accepting grant funding from the County of Monroe and authorizing the corresponding budget amendment.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
A second?
Second.
Anybody have any other questions about this project for Commissioner Kiley? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6, authorizing capital lease financing of a sewer inspection cabin chassis for the Department of Public Works.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. And the board was able to, I think was made available the several firms that have provided financing. We went with the lowest cost quote from First Niagara Leasing. Any questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 7, authorizing attendance to the FBI National Academy.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Great. Actually, Chief, would you mind just letting everyone know what this is?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
The FBI National Academy is held for local law enforcement officers throughout the United States as well as international students. It's an executive training opportunity for law enforcement officials. It's held at the FBI training facility in Quantico, Virginia. It helps to maintain our excellent law enforcement standards, the administration of justice, and handles obviously contemporary issues in law enforcement leadership. It's sanctioned by the University of Virginia, and Captain Richard Ryan has been selected by the FBI field office in Buffalo to represent the Arundecoit Police Department at the next session that starts January 10th, 2016.
Great. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, authorizing the purchase of 2 2016 Ford Police Utility Interceptor all-wheel drive vehicles, additional interior components, and the associated appropriation transfer within the 2015 Police Department budget.
Can I have a motion? And a second.
Second.
Great, thank you. And I just want to, I want to thank the chief and your staff for working with us and the comptroller's office to find the resources to be able to purchase these police cars. This was a commitment that the town board had made and that we had all made to our hardworking men and women of the Arundecoit Police Department, that we would give them the tools necessary to be able to keep us safe and patrol the streets of Arundecoit. And so this is another great I think, result in a good product of that work that you've put into this, that we're able now to purchase 2 more cars to add to our fleet and replace aging and retired cars. So thank you for your work on this. Any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 9, declaring 15 bulletproof vests surplus property and authorizing their destruction.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Any questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 10, authorizing adoption of the operating budget for the year 2016.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Great, thank you. I do want to just take a moment now to, this resolution will adopt the budget for 2016, and I do want to take a moment to thank our department heads, all of who worked very hard since our first budget meeting, which I think was back in June or early July, in putting this together. It's really a 6-month process, believe it or not, putting together this town budget. And so they've worked for months over several meetings, and then also to the comptroller staff for putting this all together. HR, Jason, you and your staff did a lion's share of the work as well, and Annie and your staff, and of course the town board, who sat through hours and hours and hours of workshop meetings, diligently going through each line of the budget, making sure that we are the best stewards of the tax dollars that we can be. So I want to congratulate the staff and the town board for doing that, particularly because the budget, this is I think a good solution, a good result for our citizens and taxpayers. This budget contains a 0% property tax increase. It holds the line on the property tax rate, which is important. And it brings some stability to the tax base, and I think that's significant, especially in light of the fact that we're now starting to pay debt service payments for our new consolidated library. So we were able to make the adjustments necessary in our budget to be able to pay those debt service payments without having to raise the tax rate, but also maintaining all the services that we know and love, maintaining the additions that we had made to the police department this year, maintaining our commitment to the increase in funding for our recreation programs that have gone I think extraordinarily well over the last year. And then also our commitment to our economic development efforts, particularly, we talked about this last month, but in the last year and a half since our reorganization of our business development department, we've added over $20 million in new commercial construction in our commercial corridors, which is significant for a town of our size. So I think this budget continues the progress that we've made, holds the line on taxes, and I think continues our services. So my hats are off to our department heads, our town board, and also to the residents who spoke at the public hearing that we had earlier this week and really participated in the process. So I just want to offer my thanks. Does anybody have anything else they would like to add? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 11, calling for a public hearing on the Sea Breeze and Vicinity Water District lease of a portion of 400 Seneca Road.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Great, thank you. And this is going to be scheduling a public hearing for December 17th is the regular town board meeting, December 17th at 7:35. Can I have any other questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 12, authorizing a contract for Market Arundecoit.
Can I have a motion
Moved.
and a second?
Second.
Thank you. And this is to be able to take that last step forward in our Market Arundecoit program, which is our is going to be a program we're going to roll out next month in this great marketing campaign for the town of Arundecoit. So this is going to be a good project for us to finish. Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 13, authorizing the surety, form, and amount of official undertaking for the faithful performance of the duties of the town clerk and receiver of taxes and assessments.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. And Barbara, there's an annual resolution we do every year, correct?
Every year, this allows us to collect payments in January.
That's important. All right. Any other questions from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we're a little early for the public hearing. So we have a public hearing scheduled tonight for 7:35. We can't hold the hearing before that, so we're just going to take a small break in the action here and reconvene here at 7:35. Okay.
11A 2015-1 on the matter of rezoning 35 Kane Drive.
Can I have a motion to open the public hearing? Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Public hearing is open. I'm going to ask Director McCann of the Building Department just to tell us what this public hearing was about.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The purpose of the public hearing tonight is to consider the application for rezoning 35 Kane Drive. It's approximately 3/10 of an acre parcel. It's currently zoned R1. The applicant would like to, is requesting the property be rezoned manufacturing. The property is surrounded by manufacturing zoning. There are no neighbors to speak of in the area. It's bordered by 590 on one side, manufacturing property around most of it, and then it also backs up to the East Arundecoit School District bus facility. One final point I would like to make, per our town code, it was sent to the planning board, and they favorably reviewed the application, which I believe the board has received notification of that previously. And actually, the applicant is with us tonight, and they're prepared to briefly speak on their application.
Okay. Okay. Great. Thank you, Mr. McCann. If you'd like to come on up. Hi.
My name is Claudia Campanella. I'm here representing my father, Bill Amon. He's interested in changing the zoning so that the property can be leased to a business owned by his grandson to produce custom clothing. The company has been in operation for 12 years and is looking to change their location from the city to Arundecoit. Their plan for the business is that the offices will be in the house that's currently on the lot, and we'll expand the garage, and the production for the business will take place there. The zoning change would be consistent with the 1985 Town Master Plan to rezone the whole area manufacturing.
Okay.
Thank you for considering the zoning change.
Great. Thank you very much. Anybody have anything else to add? No? There's nobody else signed up to speak. Hold on one second. Was there anybody else who didn't have a chance to speak but wanted to address the board on this application? Seeing none. Cool. Thank you for speaking to the application. I think that it's also consistent. The town board passed a master plan last year as well, and I think this application is consistent with the master plan that the board had adopted in 2014 as well. So I think I just wanted to point that out. Seeing nobody else want to address the board before we close the hearing? Okay, seeing none, I ask for a motion to close the public hearing. In a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That is the end of the agenda. The next meeting will be a regular town board meeting. It's December 17th at 7 o'clock, right here in the Broderick Room at Town Hall. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Move.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Board on ICAT 12, Arundecoit's Government Access Channel.